Hello there everyone and welcome back to Toon Talk with Andy. Now in today's episode we will actually be breaching out of the prog scene and we will actually enter electronic rock music. Now the band we're on about today is Pendulum. Now this is a band that I actually quite like myself. Our guest today, AGP, he doesn't quite care for them necessarily, but yeah, how are you, man?
This will be fun.
Oh boy. Right, well, first of all, some information to start us off. The album itself that we'll be discussing is Immersion, aka their best album, their biggest album, their only album I care about. But yeah, it was released in 2010. Now, without further ado, let's get right into the first song. As I've said before, at least I think I've said this before, when I give a song a 5 out of 10 ranking, that means it's a song I don't feel it's justified to rank. Like, there's not enough grounds to rank it. So if it's, say it's 1 minute or 2 minutes long with just instrumentals, I'm not going to rank it as a song. I'm just going to put it in a medium section, 5 out of 10. And then, in order to compare that with others, if something is above 5 out of 10, it's in the good category, whereas if it's below 5, aka 4.5 and below, that means it's leaning more towards being a bad song. Well, yeah, with that said, Genesis is a 5 out of 10, and it's such an iconic opening to the album, at least to me. It really gets you hyped up for the next song. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, I'm following your rules. I can't rank this. It's a 5 out of 10. The intro is actually awesome on this song. It reminds me actually a lot of The Odyssey by Symphony X, oddly enough. Ooh. Purely because of, the classical instruments and how they maybe composed it. But yeah, I think that it's an excellent intro to the album.
Cool. Yeah, nice. Good thing we agree.
Yeah.
Next song, go ahead.
Now, Salt in the Wounds. The transition from Genesis. The transition from Genesis to this song is amazing, I must say. My god, you get from this to that. But thing is, this song is extremely repetitive and it takes too long to transition to a new idea. At least for this type of music, in my opinion, it's a 6 out of 10.
Okay, that's fair. I do get what you mean. A lot inside of this genre can get quite repetitive. But to me, that's part of the vibe.
I think maybe.
Yeah, go on.
So, I think that might just be a skill issue on my part since I'm so used to prog and all that. But yeah, go on.
Yeah, when you get used to the most advanced genre of all time, it will kind of get rough when you go into the electronic side of music. Yeah. But yeah, I find this song to be an 8 out of 10. Salt in the Wounds, man. This whole album just gets me creaming, man.
I guess you can
the
say
opening and the transition from Genesis to this, fantastic. The beat is phenomenal and it has a great bit of pacing. The build-up is strong and it's extremely catchy all around, especially halfway into the track. That's when it gets really good, but it does drag a bit at times. I do agree with that. Now the next song on the album, 9 out of 10. It's Watercolor.
Oh my god.
The opening is so iconic, man. It has a fantastic soundscape with this strong build-up, and when the vocals hit, man, the hook is also so iconic. But lyrics-wise, Pendulum is not always the best. So that's what drags it down in my books. But yeah, still a 9 out of 10. That's a brilliant song. Your thoughts?
I think this is the part of, the episode where I say that I know nothing about EDM and beats and rap and all that type of stuff.
It's actually electronic rock.
I don't care about that part. Shut up. Yeah. I guess you can say I'm going to pour some salt in your wounds this time.
No.
Time to talk about Watercolor.
Yeah, go on.
The intro is very cool, I must say. The vocals are good. It's very repetitive. I'm sorry. It's
Stop the count.
You're gonna hear this a lot. It's the most repetitive thing I've ever heard. It's a 6.5 out of 10.
Okay, next song.
Set Me on Fire. There's an interesting drum beat, or whatever you want to call it, in the intro. I really like the synth choices they did. It's an appealing melody. nonsense female vocals. They repeat the main melody idea too much. I feel like they should have introduced a lot more by now, and the song just drags. It's too long in my books. Another 6.5 out of 10.
No, Set Me on Fire. I do agree that it's not one of the best songs, but it's still a 7.5 out of 10 in my eyes. It has a nice opening with great backing vocals, although yes, it is kind of repetitive at times. But the hook is so catchy and intriguing, man. I love the effects that just lights up the soundscape. The build-up is fantastic. And yeah, again, the lyrics are weird, and of course, it does drag a bit. I do agree with that. The song is a bit too long. But Baby, Crush, 9 out of 10. Fantastic song. It has a classic opening, catchy beat, decent lyrics overall. I love the vocal runs and the chorus is, oh, it's so fantastic, man. This song is one I'm passionate about. Freaking hell, the build-up is fantastic and the ending is so satisfying. You go through this huge-ass journey in Crush, and holy shit, you can crush my candy any day, Mr. Crush. However, I would like some better ad-libs though. The ad-libs on this song were a bit mid. But yeah, 9 out of 10, fantastic song. Your thoughts?
I will say this song can go up to an 8.5 or something for me with time. The intro for me is nothing special. I like the vocal melodies, I think they're good. The ending is phenomenal, it's great. I love the introduction of an acoustic guitar in it. This is a 7.5, but it most likely will go up to an 8 and can reach an 8.5 for me. This song is the strongest on the album so far. Now, on to Under the Vaves, actually.
Under the Vaves. Yeah, go on.
On this song, not the most interesting intro. Some cool synth in here. The drums are boring, but they work. The vocal melodies complement the instrumentals well, I noticed, and this song is just too long too. 7 out of 10 for me.
Nice. Well, in my eyes, Under the Waves, ironically enough, can be a bit dry at times. But you see what I did there, yeah? But yeah, other than that, the opening is strong. The vocals are quite nice, and I do like the beat. The lyrics, they're okay. It can get a bit repetitive, but there's just something about the entire journey you go through with this song. It's an 8 out of 10 in my eyes. It's just the fact that it is a bit repetitive and it can get dry throughout that repetitiveness. Yeah. But still, man, every song hits so far. Anyways, on to the next one, Immunize. This one, much like Set Me on Fire, is a 7.5 out of 10. It has a great opening with an extremely catchy beat, I have to say that. The vocals are nice as always, and the ending is so satisfying to finally reach. It's so good and it's so well composed. The build-up itself is decent, but the lyrics are mediocre, as most of it is. But yeah, it's a decent song overall.
You know, the intro to this song, it's cool. I have written here, vocals and vocal melodies are a no, so I don't like that, and I still remember hating it. Synth is cool. You know, this whole album actually would be phenomenal to witness at a concert, you know.
Yes,
I'd actually love to hear that.
You have to see some of their live stuff. Yeah. It's actually much better than people will think.
Because the thing is, I'm not going to listen to this album often, you know, in my own room, but I would definitely go and listen to this at a show or something.
So if I got tickets to a Pendulum concert, would you show up?
I mean, if you're buying tickets, of course I would. I'm not paying personally, but...
Well, considering Ben Mount has left, I probably would go.
No point in it. Yeah, this is a 6 out of 10 for me. Now, okay. You know, I actually want to talk about part 2 first, so you may... If you want, you can talk about part 1. I know you love this song.
Okay, so let's start with... I'll start part 1. Okay. This song... Oh, I'm actually gonna stand up for this. You guys might not be able to see me. You'll be able to see like my crotch and I don't know, my chest. But Jesus Christ, man, this is a 10 out of 10. It's actually one of the greatest songs I've ever heard. I have such an emotional connection to this song. It's phenomenal. I freaking love the iconic opening. It really sets the vibe. It gets you emotionally invested at an early point in the song. It has a fantastic beat with an amazing build-up. The vocals, they're top-notch, man. Ben Mount killed it with this one. And the lyrics, They take you on a journey as well. They're good. And I have such an insane sentimental value with this song. It has carried me through so many dark times and so many ups and downs, you know. It's such a phenomenal tune. Love the change of pace. Fantastic chorus. And the ending, man. The ending is fantastic. But yeah, that's all I have to say. I have no negatives for this song. It's a 10 out of 10. It's perfect. I'd change nothing. Your thoughts?
So, I hate this now. I'm just showing. So, I don't know how, but I thought this song was 10 minutes long. I just thought I'd seen the runtime being 10 minutes somewhere. I don't know how.
Might be a Mandela effect. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've heard other people say that as well.
Yeah. The island, you know, it's an awesome build. This song has an awesome build-up. The main melody, it's great. The vocals are great. This is Pendulum done right.
Yes.
Ending on its own, it isn't the best for me, but it serves a great transition to part 2, I must say. This is an 8 out of 10 for me.
Okay.
Now, on to the best song on the album.
Yeah.
The Island Part 2. So, in my notes, I want to read them out word for word.
Yeah, go on.
No.
just no.
Shitty EDM circus noises go die. When the shitty in the circus noises are out and build-up starts, it gets promising, then goes back to shit. 3 out of 10.
Honestly, I fully understand what you mean. I felt the exact same thing when I first listened to the song. It was such a letdown from the Island Part 1.
Song. I hate the song. I will just say I hate the song. They have they have one of the best Pendulum songs before this, and they go to fucking shit.
Yeah,
what
I fully get
this?
that. But to me, it has this interesting opening. Like, it takes time to at least find some redeeming qualities. But it has a nice change of pace, at least halfway into the tune, which I do quite like. Yeah, there's huge improvements towards the latter half of the song. The first half is downright mid, edging towards bad. But yeah, there's this weird mix between catchy and utter chaos, which just, I don't know, you really have to search for the good stuff to fully appreciate it. In my eyes, it's a 7 out of 10, but I feel like this will get downgraded to like a 6 with time.
Chaotic.
It's like, it might have been just me. After re-listening to it, it might have just been my nostalgia factor bringing it up. But yeah, anywhere between the 6 to 7 mark is fair in my eyes. But I've placed it at a 7 for the time being. But yeah, the composition, man, it's a bit weird. And there's just a bit too much mixing for my liking, not gonna lie.
This song is definitely chaotic and not in the good way, to say the least.
That's fair.
Holy shit, what a tragedy.
But now I really want to talk about the next song.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, it's called Compra Chicos. Now this,
what a name.
Yeah, it's really intriguing, and I really have to say, this song, it's so close to a 10 in my eyes. I really wish the song was longer. That's the only downside to it. It has this amazing and unique opening that properly sets the vibe into this short but sweet tune. It has cool lyrics with great vocals, and the beat is so fascinating, man. This song as a whole just gets me damn near to crying, man. Same with the Island Part 1. These two songs have single-handedly carried me through so much shit. So, god damn, the chorus is phenomenal. Downright phenomenal. I love the bass. It has unreal power, especially if you play it on huge speakers that are a bit bass boosted. That way, you get to feel everything. Just, it gets me creaming, man. But yeah, there is a huge sentimental factor at play. It really sits at home in my heart, to say the least. Your thoughts?
You know, this is definitely a... You know, if we're thinking about the Island Part 2 as Earth or the Sun, then, you know, this is a step up to Pluto compared to that song. So Compra Chicos is extremely a lot better than the Island Part shit. The intro is very seductive, I must say.
Yeah.
I almost got rizzed up there.
I did get rizzed up all the way.
The vocals are very reminiscent of a Till Lindemann type style, you know, a semi-whisper, raspy type thing, at least. Yeah.
To those of you who don't know, Till Lindemann is the vocalist of Rammstein.
Oh yeah. If you don't know, then that's a skill issue. The hook is very good. It's a bit too short. I do agree on that.
Mm.
Now you're gonna hate me for this, but it's a 7 out of 10.
It's fair. Yeah, next song, go on.
The Vulture. This is a fun song. The drums are good. 7 out of 10. Nothing special.
Okay, well, we actually had quite similar ratings for once.
Ooh.
I gave this one a 7.5 out of 10. The Vulture, it has this cool rap-esque vocal run. I really like it. Extremely catchy beat. Great build-up, nice mixing, and I love I just noticed a spelling mistake in my notes. It says spound effects, but it's meant to be sound effects, of course. And the ad-libs too, they're quite good. I'm just gonna correct that mistake real quick. The opening itself is interesting, but kind of underwhelming. And the ending, it was a huge letdown, not gonna lie. I wish the ending was stronger. But yeah, 7.5, not a bad rating at all. Still belongs on the album, and still does well. The next song is one that I know you like. You cannot deny this for being the great tune it is. It's Witchcraft. Now, it has a strong opening with a solid and catchy beat. The vocals are phenomenal. The build-up is great, and it progressively gets better as the tune goes on. It keeps building upon itself, as well as it keeps improving whilst doing so. The ending is fantastic. It's done right. The storytelling too is quite solid actually, but the lyrics, they're intriguing, but I'm not quite sure whether I like them or if I think they're kind of basic. I'm not quite sure yet, but it's a 9 out of 10 in my books. So, yeah, it's strong. What are your thoughts?
Oh, time to talk about the best song on the album.
Ooh.
This is Witchcraft. The intro here is just iconic. It's excellent. The vocals are phenomenal. They are great. The vocal melodies too, especially on the intro. I have slight nostalgia bias from the 2020 days because of this song, you know. The drums and synth are great. Really good melody. Awesome song. 9 out of 10.
Nice, same rating. Love that.
Time to go to Self versus Self. The intro is great. This song would get me hyped. The dynamics of... Wait, this is the one with In Flames, actually.
Yeah, it
I
features
believe.
In Flames, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love this song, actually. This might actually be the best song on the album. Never mind. The intro is great. This would get me hyped. The dynamics of real and electronic instrument is phenomenal. It's great. The screams and growls are great. The great dynamics between harsh and clean vocals. Awesome song. Another 9 out of 10.
Nice, wow. Well, Self vs. Self, as you said, features In Flames. I have no clue who they are, but they really impressed me on this feature. It has an awesome opening, a great riff with great drumming as well, I did notice that. And I wrote the In Flames guy as screeching, but I don't mean the Fortnite kid kind of way, I mean like, I guess screaming as you would say. It's done quite well. It's cool, and the vocals too are good. It's great throughout. The dynamic as well, as you said, is great. It has a it's a nice change of pace from the rest of the album. The rest of the album is really electronic rock-esque, whereas this one feels like it goes a bit heavier into it. So that's something that was desperately needed in the album itself. So changing it up like that is something that Pendulum does right. The lyrics are good, I did quite like them actually, but certain mixing decisions were a bit iffy at times. So I would go a bit into the mixing a bit more and then tweak a few things. Then it could become a 9, but it's an 8 for the time being. 8 out of 10. Now, onto what I think is the third or tied second best song on the album. It's The Fountain featuring our boy, Steven Wilson, baby! Now, I listened to this album way before I knew who Steven Wilson was. To those of you who don't know, we reviewed his album, The Raven Who Refused to Sing.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah, he's also the lead vocalist of Porcupine Tree. But, yeah, I actually got introduced to him on this tune, on a Pendulum album. And once I rediscovered the fact that he was on this album, I kind of fanboyed. That was... wow, I never noticed that. But yeah, this song, it's a 9.5 out of 10. It has such a strong opening with great vocals. The mixing is fantastic, the lyrics are solid, and the progression throughout the tune is so strong. The chorus is it's so fantastic, and the ending is, it's so satisfying, it's so brilliant. The whole tune is also a bit of an emotional journey for me. It's so good. I can't really point any flaws in this. I feel like, I don't know, I'm not sure what's missing. It's just a 9.5 out of 10. That's just, it's damn near perfect, but it's not quite there. Your thoughts?
You know, if you've watched the previous episodes or maybe talked to me before, you'd know I'm a bit of a Steven Wilson simp, as we all are. So Steven Wilson being on the song automatically gives it a better rating.
Fair enough.
The intro is good, the vocals are great. Steven Wilson always does it, perfectly. Vocal melodies are great. They are executed well. The chorus is great, and the inclusion of an acoustic guitar and a piano are executed well. An 8 out of 10 for
I'm
me.
gonna bet my nutsack that was Steven Wilson adding his flair onto the tune.
Oh, it definitely is.
I'm fully convinced of that.
Now, onto the final song on the album. You're gonna hate me for this.
What?
I'm just joking, just joking.
I was about to punch the shit out of you. What the hell? Okay, go on.
The intro here is good. The vocals are good. They are executed well. If this was fully acoustic, it would be a 9.5 out of 10 for me.
Oh, wow.
Or something like that. If this was just fully acoustic, it would be a great song. Take that step up,
Ooh,
The chorus is catchy. The fade out, then in is executed well. The outro is great. You got these waves or whatever.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, waves. And it's a very good way to end the album. This journey has come to its end, and this is how it ends.
Yeah,
This is an 8 out of 10 for me, but an excellent ending to the album.
nice. Now, I just have to say, this is hands down the greatest song to ever end an album with. It's so
You
fantastic.
obviously
It's
haven't
like-
heard.
Wait, what? Go on.
You obviously haven't heard.
Watch him just search up his favorite album.
Cardi B.
Cardi B!
Invasion of Privacy. You obviously haven't heard I Do featuring SZA by Cardi B on. Fuck me, 206 million. Fuck off.
Yeah, I know, it's a load of BS.
You obviously haven't heard Octavarium, I guess. I don't know.
Nah. But yeah, this is the perfect way to end an album. It's so well composed. It feels like it takes you on this journey from the start of the album to the end of the album. It kind of sums up everything into one final product. It's made so well. All of the instrumentals are great. I love the vocals, and the lyrics are great and emotionally deep. At least they sit right with me. The progression throughout the tune is damn near perfect, and the mixing is just one of their best so far. And again, there is a strong sentimental factor at play here, but the ending itself to this tune is cool, but also kind of weird at the same time. But it does not drag the rating down at all. This is a 9.5 out of 10. It's basically the joint second highest ranking song. I have 3 songs on this album at 9.5, 1 at 10, and I'm not sure how many at 9, but yeah, this is one of my highest scoring albums of all time.
Now, before we get into that, do you have any overall thoughts about this album? Just to cut you off there.
Overall thoughts, this album has single-handedly carried me through so much. This album, I was introduced to this by a streamer I watched at the time, and this was around the time of COVID, maybe right in the middle of it, at least early on, 2020 I'd say. I think it was April, maybe March, somewhere along that time. And during this time, I was playing on a server with a bunch of strangers I just met on Reddit, and we all got close, really close. We became this close friend group, and I have so many fond memories from that time. And just listening to this album, it takes me back, man, and I don't know, this album gets me crying every time I listen to it, so I'm definitely attached to this album on all levels. It's my favorite album of all time. It's my number 1. Though the rating will not necessarily show that. That's because the average rating, there are so many songs that the ones that are 7.5 or 7, it will drag down the overall rating based on the mathematical, conundrum. But yeah, it looks like I have to do the math again because I haven't written down the actual
While you do that, I can
notes.
give you
Yeah,
my thoughts on the album, I guess.
go on.
Yeah, so, I don't have that, emotional value attached to this as I would, 6 Degrees of Inner Turbulence or Train of Thought by Dream Theater, since those are what really pushed me and got me interested into music in the first place 2 years back. But, this is because this is really not my thing. I don't listen to this type of stuff. I can't really talk about production or mixing either, since I have no idea how this genre is supposed to sound, what is good or what is bad, blah blah blah. Some songs are dragged out. The second half of the album is significantly better than the first, I will say. So if they just cut off every single song before The Island Part 1, it would be a great album. Vocals are really good, I must say. This is more something to listen to at a concert for me. And when they combine acoustic instruments with all the electronic stuff, it's executed so well, it hits so well. So I really prefer that type of, acoustic blend with it, and dynamic, compared to just purely electronic stuff, personally. So, this album, for me, you're gonna hate me for this, but the average lies at a 6.5.
Well,
Oh, God.
shit. Right, so my overall score, after spending like too many minutes trying to calculate this, it
50.
ended up at an 8.5 out of 10. That's mostly due to certain songs being below 8, so it does drag down a bit. But yeah, whilst calculating this, songs that are rated 5 out of 10 do not go into the equation at all. They're just kind of on the sideline. AGP, thank you so much for joining us again, man. It's been great, although you did kind of shit on my boy.
This was a great one to shit on, actually.
It hurts, man. But you know what? Each to their own. Music is entirely subjective. I highly recommend you guys check this one out. It's fantastic. But yeah, thanks again for dropping by. Greatly appreciate it. And goodbye.